Cube, he has got cameras for eyes. He looks at all the different colours on the cube and the position, and then uses a computer algorithm to try and figure out what the quickest solution is to solve it, and then goes ahead and solves it. The thing that's most difficult with it is recognising the different colours on the Rubik's Cube. Computer vision is one of the hardest parts of robotics, and robot is no different to any other robot. It suffers from that. There's 43 quintillion combinations for a Rubik's Cube, and I haven't tested them all, but I'm pretty sure that it can solve all of them.
You really scrambled it up pretty good, but I can still solve it.
And at the other end of the science spectrum is what all kids love to play with, green slime.
This is kiwi fruit that's been juiced and filtered just so that you got a liquid to work with. And it's as simple as adding detergent to that, which breaks open all your cells, releases your DNA. And then if you layer alcohol on top of that, like as done here, kind of like they do in coffee shops with your milk layers, those white things will start to form little blobs of DNA which just form together naturally. And you can actually pick those out with a toothpick and have DNA on a stick. It's a fantastic way of showing people how DNA isn't just this difficult to imagine thing that is a property that you never really see. People can see DNA with this, and it's great. But aside from its use as a teaching aid, you could use this if you had an allergy to something, say prawn, and you could extract DNA from a food that you were a bit suspicious about, and then send that DNA, after redissolving it in water, to a lab and ask them to test the DNA for prawn DNA.
Maker Fair's inherent creativity results in more than just a messy shed for its participants. Some inventions, like this face-chasing robot, have obvious commercial applications. Others, like a cocktail table which lights up on touch, drew interest from a passing casino staff member. And even Bandcamp becomes cool with 1,000,000 volts at your fingertips.
The number of sparks per second controls the frequency that we hear, and hence the note. So we're able to reproduce sounds from MIDI tracks and musical instruments using the Tesla coils. The output voltage is around about 1,000,000 volts when it breaks down the air and then produces the big streamer and the visual effect. And it's actually the spark that produces the cracking sound as well, the actual noise of the coil.
LJ Rich on harp and sparks. Shocking performance. And if you'd like to see more from Maker Faire, check out our website for details. bbc.co.uk/click is the address. Now, from hardware design to video game design. And if you've ever fancied trying your hand at designing a video game, Kate Russell may very well have the building blocks you need to kickstart your career.
Roblox.com was tweeted to me by viewer John OH, and while the graphics don't look exactly cutting edge, this is a game with so much depth and great educational value. It's bound to inspire all you budding game designers. You'll need to download and install the client to launch the game's dedicated browser, as launching games from the site seems a little bit buggy. From here, you can enter any of the games on offer, which range massively in style and content because they've been made by users of the site.
Obstacle course style games seem to be the most popular. There is an element of chat involved, and you can find versions available for cooperative play, competitive play, and even playing solo. They're fun in a simple kind of way, but it's when you start flexing your creative muscles that the challenge really begins.
By launching the Roblox Studio, you can construct your own unique environment for the community to enjoy. The Studio editor is quite complicated if you're new to this kind of thing, but don't worry, there are dozens of tutorials on YouTube and such like. LEGO fans will particularly like the tools you have to work with. Maybe someone can make a Webscape-themed world. Let me know if you do. Belonging to an online community can be really enriching, and at dilettantemusic.com you'll find a classic example. Okay, so that pun was pretty bad, but if classical music is your tempo, then this site was designed to help you find new music and musicians and connect with an online world of music lovers who are keen to update this traditionally conservative genre.
If you're a composer or a classical musician, you can upload your own MP3s and have them featured on the site's radio player, a great way to get your music heard. Members are also encouraged to write reviews and link their profiles to a blog, so there's a huge amount of content to be uncovered.
The Guru search tool is the perfect way to find information on any classical music subject you can come up with. But if you're new to the genre and looking for some inspiration, I highly recommend the celebrity playlists, where some of the biggest names in the business have given their top recommendations. The buy button rather helpfully brings up a quick price comparison from major digital retailers, though it's worth checking around for prices yourself if you want to get the absolute best deal possible. How often do you hear people inviting a thief into their home? PleaseRobMe.com, a site which hit the news headlines a few weeks ago, say it's more often than you think. With location sharing and geotagging being integrated with so many social media platforms, it can be easy to forget the risks.
So what if the public knows where you are? Well, the next time that you're using Foursquare or you tweet that you're out and about, that means there's one place you're definitely not: at home, looking after your stuff. And that's the point this website is trying to make.
If you want to see some examples of exactly what they're talking about, click the link to the Foursquare page, where you'll see an aggregator of all the Foursquare check-ins. It's a bit of a wake-up call to think that so many people are making their whereabouts public on the web. If you've ever wondered what the trending topics on Twitter are all about, then here's a useful little site. WhatTheTrend.com not only lists the topics which people are talking about, but also gives you a brief synopsis of what they mean. And finally, watch your backs this week, because for much of the world, Thursday is April Fool's Day. This curious tradition, where people play pranks and practical jokes on each other, possibly dates back as far as 536 BC in Persia. Museumofhoaxes.com celebrates with the top 100 all-time April Fool's Day hoaxes. And if you're viewing this website in Smell-O-Vision, as announced by the BBC in 1965, you'll probably notice the aroma of fish. Time for a gratuitous clip of people being scared out of their skins? Oh, go on then, just one more.
And that was Kate Russell with Webscape. And that's it for this week. All the stories that you've seen and all the important web links are up at our website. The address again, bbc.co.uk/click. And please do get in touch. Our email address is click@bbc.co.uk. And we also love reading your tweets. There's some coming in now. We are at BBC Click. Really? I strongly disagree. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Send.